All right, let's go ahead and bring out your next comedian. Are you guys ready for him? You're catching on. All right, cool. So your next comedian coming out is a very, very funny individual. I am jealous of his glasses and also many of his jokes. Please welcome Mr. Will Bolt.
Hey, everybody. Woo! Woo! All right, you guys are good at that. So I had an experience today. I'm going to tell you something right away. Some of the things I talk about are going to be true. Some of them are absolutely not true. And it's kind of just up for grabs which ones they are. But this one is true. You can trust me. So today, my house, we were having some trouble with our internet, so we called up Comcast. They didn't pick up. So we decided to use their chat support. Because we thought, hey, we're high tech, we can do that. Well, we started talking to this guy, Dustin. That's what his name supposedly is. And he starts talking to us, he gets like real friendly, like he's saying, may I bestow many blessings upon your family in this time of year. What's that have to do with tech support? Come on, guy. Let's get to the problem. So my girlfriend's chatting with him, and she's on her account, so it says Rachel next to her, you know, where she's talking. The guy starts getting real flirty with her. I'm not cool with that. He says, I'm here to service all your needs. Your satisfaction is very important to me. And I'm like, hey, buddy, you know, cool it. But it was all right. You know, like most men, he left her totally unsatisfied. Figures. I had somebody ask me something today. They said, hey, do you want to take me to the airport? No. I don't want to do that. I want to sit here in my pajamas. I hate it when people ask, do you want? Do you want to do the dishes? No. I think there's got to be a better way to ask that. I think it'd be better if they said, hey, do you want to be a good friend? And take me to the airport? Or, hey, do you want to not be an asshole? Take 5 minutes and do the dishes? Yes, I do not want to be an asshole. I will get out of my PJs and do the dishes. Which actually kind of makes it sound like I do the dishes naked. Which could be true. I saw a sign the other day that said, Acme Bible Store. I'm not falling for that. If I buy a Bible from there, it's going to explode or be made out of invisible ink. And either way, I'm not reading it. So, I take things too seriously. Sometimes I take my video games too seriously. I started playing this game called Wii Sports because I felt like I need some exercise in my life. And the only way I can get that is through my television. And they have like all kinds of stuff on there, like golf, which is kind of exercise, I guess, and bowling and all these like non-sports. But they do have boxing, and I think boxing is great. That's actually very athletic. And the cool thing is they try and make it really realistic. Like when you start the game up, it goes into like a ring, and it's like round one, and you know, you got your boxer in his little shorts. But the thing is if you look closely, like in the audience, there's like no one sitting out there. There's like 3 people. And I'm like, what the hell, Nintendo? You're supposed to be my Don King here. You couldn't sell out like an exhibition match? Like, what's going on? This is really hurting my ego. It's bad enough, like I play video games for exercise. But yeah, I take video games like way too seriously. Like sometimes I will play like first-person shooters, and like there's this one game called Call of Duty, which is like a war simulation game. And I think it's very realistic, and it's so realistic that I actually act like I would in a real war. I go to like the farthest building in the level, and I hide under a table. And I try and wait out everybody else and hope they don't find me. And I actually like, I had to stop playing it after a while because I was getting like shakes. And I found myself going to bars and drinking. And I always like kind of worried that I was going to run into an actual vet and have to talk to them and be like, oh man, are you okay? You're drinking a lot. Oh yeah, you know, just this PTSD is killing me. Oh, like where were you stationed? Fucking level 3, and I can't stop seeing the kill screen. It's just awful. I was at Walmart a while ago, and you know when you go up to the line or the register, there's like, you know, kind of like a ghost yard of everybody's discarded goods that they realized at the last minute they didn't need. It's like, I don't really need a scale or these Adam Sandler DVDs or whatever. And somebody had left a pair of boxers at the little stand, and on the boxers it said, "World's #1 most badass dad." And I thought that was really depressing, because somebody was going to buy those for themselves, and then they got to the register and they thought, no, I'm not that badass. At the Social Security office, they have a big sign with big letters that says, "If you are blind and need help filling out your forms, please call." That's helpful. Gosh, so many things to say when you're standing on a stage in front of a bunch of strangers, and it's hard to know which ones are the right things to say. So I'm gonna look at my hand now. Oh yeah. Let's see here. I used to get beat up a lot when I was a kid. That's a nice segue, right? So bad, like, I didn't really know how to deal with it. And I remember going to my mom once and asking her for help, which you do, because my mom knows how to fight, like a beast. And she didn't know what to do. So what we did is we sat down and we asked our friend Joe Pesci for help. We didn't ask Joe Pesci for help. We asked Joe Pesci from Goodfellas for help. Which if you've never seen Goodfellas, it's a movie about mobsters in the 60s and 70s or whatever, where they kill people and beat them to death with bats. It's a great film for a 7th grader to go and find out how to deal with bullies. So there's a scene where somebody's giving Joe Pesci a hard time and he tells him, "Hey, go fuck your mother," and that kind of ends it. You know, the guy's like, "Whoa, I don't want to mess with this guy." So my mom says, "Okay, do that. When you're at school tomorrow and the kid's giving you a hard time, tell him, go fuck your mother," and that'll be the end of it. Because he's a kid and he won't know what to do. All right, so I go to school and this kid's giving me a hard time. And we get into an argument, you know, real typical 7th grader argument. "Hey, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. You're a jerk. Go fuck your mother." And I thought, I did it. I won. The kid's speechless. What I didn't realize is he wasn't speechless, he was fuming, which is very different. And he's staring at me, and he walks over, and he gets real close to my face, and he says, "What did you say?" And I thought, that wasn't in the movie. I don't know what to do now. So I just repeated what I said. I said, "Go fuck your mother." And he punched me. That wasn't in the movie either. I had no idea how to deal with it, so I just fell down and cried. But yeah, and that continued for a long time. It just, you know, the movies didn't help, so I just kept getting my ass kicked. I told my friend about this once, and he said, "Well, it sounds like you had a condition as a child. And you should have had one of those little bracelets that says, if you see me getting beat up, please call my mom." 505. Or I could have had like a little clicker, you know, like, "Help, there's a kid on my back and I can't stand up." It got so bad one time that I actually had a group of girls beating up on me. There were 5 girls. This was when I was like in 5th grade or something like that. They knocked me down, and one of them was sitting on my chest slapping me. A couple that were holding my arms down, and they were all laughing and calling me names. It was really, really awful and traumatic. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I just realized how lucky I was back then. Because if I wanted 5 girls to give me that kind of attention now, I'd have to pay for it. It would be really awkward. I just think I'd feel dirty afterwards. I was thinking about it. You know, matzah is kind of like the coolest thing since before there was sliced bread. It's kind of like what all the hipster Jews were eating back in the day. And then like when all the like Americans and British people were like, "Oh my God, we have sliced bread." And they're like, "Oh, Goyim, come on. We've been eating that since Moses." I don't know how long most of you guys have been in Albuquerque, but there was a golden age of Albuquerque back when we used to have like 1 million porn shops all up and down Central. Just every couple blocks there's a porn shop. Most of them were run by a company that named itself Pussycat Video, which most of those shops are now closed, which I think is very sad. But what I want to do is I want to go buy all of the old Pussycat Videos and I want to reopen them. But my sense of business, I feel like a company should be reflected by its name. So I don't want to sell porn, I want to sell Pussycat Videos. And I want to have videos of cats playing with shit. And that's all we're going to have in the store. Now, before you think that's too crazy, I want to have like all kinds of awesome like behind the scenes stuff, like amateur cat videos and everything. And we're going to have like, you know, the audition tapes where we've got like the black couch and the cats come out and they like start scratching it up and we're like, yeah, we need more pussy on this couch, get some more cats in here, and they're like throwing cats on the couch, and we'll have like kitten fluffers out there with like laser pointers and string. And then like, you know, once a month or every now and again, we're gonna have like your favorite cats come out, and we'll put their paw on a little pad of ink, and they'll sign an 8x10 for you that you can take home. I think it's a great idea. And if you think it's a great idea, and you want to invest, feel free to find me after the show, and we can work it out. But I've been Will Bolt, and thank you guys so much.